Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now it's time for the takeover.
Buckle up for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center.
Not the game. We talking about practice, man.
That third strike three. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Oh, what a shot from Curry. Diggs, sideline, touchdown.
The return to glory.
Now it's time for the takeover.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. If you ain't first, you're last.
Welcome back to the Takeover Sports, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Ryan Seeker, and it is another beautiful day here in the Treasure Valley. And it is episode 145. We are 5 away from 150. I can't even believe it. It's been a long time coming. And yeah, I know this isn't live right now, so just sit back, relax, enjoy. And we got a very special guest. But before I get to our special guest, who you are probably very familiar with if you are an avid listener or watcher, Fletcher Wardick, the man that makes it happen. How we doing, baby?
Doing good. Good.
And you just went to Europe?
I did.
How was that?
Amazing. Prettiest places I've ever been.
What's the prettiest one? What was the coolest city?
Capri, Italy was gorgeous.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was unreal, actually.
I got to make it out there soon. So, but it's not about Fletcher, folks. It's about Keaton Davis. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
He is back. We are so back. It's not even funny. Former Takeover co-host, now Boise State football operations coordinator. This is why he's no longer here. He is grinding his tail off over there. And it's a very, very anticipated, exciting season we got coming up. So Keaton, welcome to the show.
I thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to be back. I miss doing this for sure. Like it's such a fun atmosphere to do this and like just talk sports. And I just been talking to buddies this week about, well, I'm gonna be on the podcast this week. They're like, oh yeah, that's just like natural stuff for you. So like I love doing this.
Yeah, you're a yapper.
I love doing this.
Yeah,
love doing this.
And that's why I had you. That's why you were in that seat.
Feels good. It feels good to be back with you. And
yep.
we work very well together.
Yeah, natural rapport built. Yeah, see, like
we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Look how warm this conversation already is. Yes. No hard introduction needed. And but at first I want to dive a little bit deeper into, what you do full time professionally, the reason you got your master's, the reason you're still here in Boise, Idaho. Operations coordinator. Kind of run us through someone that doesn't know exactly what that entails behind the scenes with the Boise State football department.
So my day-to-day life is anything to make Boise State football function. So that might be checking off meals as the guys come in for breakfast, making sure that everyone eats because everyone's got to eat. It may be communicating with all the departments about what the practice plan may be for the day. Are we inside? Are we on the blue? Are we on the grass? All this stuff. It may be putting music playlists together for practice. Like anything that my life is like, it could be anything in the day-to-day life. Yesterday, this isn't something that I would put in my job description, but yesterday this happened. So my supervisor calls me and she's like, "What do you think of snakes?" I'm like, "Where are you?" In the building. She's like, "I'm in like the front foyer." And so if you guys are familiar with the Boise State football facility, it sits right along the Greenbelt, right there, right along the river.
Okay, yep, so, it's back door right up to it. Yeah.
Yep. A little gardener snake like weaseled its way into the like the front foyer. And so football ops coordinator over here has to just go take care of it. So like I manhandled the snake yesterday.
They called you.
They called me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't think that would be in my job description.
Put that on the resume.
Here it is. I'm putting it on the resume. So, but no, my life, I love what I do. I don't consider it work. Like I've never been at the mindset of like, oh, I have to go to work today. Like I get to do what I get to do every day. I get to work with student athletes.
That's the dream.
I get to live my dream of like working on the blue turf every single day. And to some people, that's a very sacred place. And like I have a photo on my desk of me and my brother when we were like 7 years old with like Buster the Bronco. And it like just it's one of those things that just reminds you like
Why you're here.
why I'm here. And like I look at that picture every single day. So that it's an important thing to me because Boise is an important place and it is home. And I've had the opportunity to, I went to school there and I got my undergrad and then I got my master's and I've traveled to incredible places and I've built incredible friendships and I've seen student athletes come in and leave for the NFL and like, you get to connect with people in the league and it's an incredible job. But like I said, it's not a job for me. Like it's an opportunity to get what I get to do every single day.
So, and you said like there's no strict agenda on what you're told to do and things. So, who is like your boss? Who do you report to?
So my boss, Charlotte Siegel. So she's our assistant athletic director, chief of staff.
So she's Jeremiah's assistant?
No, not Jeremiah's assistant, but she is the assist. Like there's a lot of assistant athletic director titles.
Like
Assistant athletic director for marketing, assistant athletic director for operation, assistant athletic director for facility management, all that type of stuff.
Okay.
Like you can assistant athletic director is it's a very big type of title.
Okay, because Patrick has that one for media.
Exactly.
Okay,
so
cool.
with Charlotte, so she is our chief of staff. So basically in charge of all of our staff, but still it's a very common title in college football. It's the director of operations. So in her role, she used to be, before we changed her title, she was the DFO, is what we call it for short, director of football operations. And so the director of all football operation logistics, basically. But then she moved into the role of chief of staff, assistant athletic director. And so she still manages a lot of what a DFO would manage, where I then report to her as our football operations coordinator.
Okay.
So it's still operation stuff,
Right.
basically.
Okay.
But I report to her. She's technically my boss.
Mm-hmm.
She is my boss, not technically.
Okay. Well, legally. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So before you were an operations coordinator, you were with the equipment.
I was.
You were in the equipment department. And so when did you start? When was your first?
So my first season with Boise State
Yeah.
was in 2017. So the fall of 2017. So we played. Troy came to Boise. We played. That was the year that we beat Fresno State in the Mountain West Championship. In Boise, it was the year that we played Oregon in the Vegas Bowl.
Okay.
And we beat them that year. That was my first year.
Gotcha.
So I've been there. So I was an equipment manager, a student equipment manager for 4 years technically, when I graduated in 21 with my undergrad in communication. And then from 22 and 23 was when I was a graduate assistant for equipment operations. And that's when I was pursuing my master's degree
Gotcha.
in athletic leadership.
Okay.
Graduated in 23, and so which was last spring. And then I accepted the job in May-June last year, and then became full-time as our operations coordinator. And I've been there since. So Boise State football can't get rid of me.
I was gonna say because it not only are you like a brand like newer to the operations coordinator, but you've been in that facility for years.
I am the third longest tenured person in the building. So Dale Holste, who's our equipment manager, who's been he's been our equipment manager for football since 1996. So older than how old you were born?
Older
in
than
97?
us. Yeah, 98.
98. Okay, so he's been there longer than we've been alive. And then Coach D, who came into Boise State in January of 17. So when we were completing our senior year of high school, he came in then, and then I came in June of 17. So I'm the third longest tenured employee, technically.
That's
in the
crazy.
building.
So you have seen all sorts of, I wouldn't say turnover, but you've seen different hires and different, people that have to take a better job for themselves and their family. People also stay around. Mm-hmm. But from just a football standpoint, obviously, football's That's the reason, like, that gets you excited, right?
Mhm.
Sport. So you've seen Harsin,
Mhm.
Avalos,
Yep.
and now Spencer Danielson at head coach.
Yep.
What's the energy like now compared to previous years with Harsin and Avalos? Now with Spencer Danielson kind of running the show.
Coach D is. You've talked to a lot of people that talk about Coach D, and everyone,
a few players, yeah.
everyone talks about his energy and
Yes.
his intensity and his loudness. That's the first thing he'll tell people is, like, I'm loud, I'm energized. You could tell me to keep quiet, but that ain't me. That's not gonna be me. And so he brings that juice every day into the building. Like, you'll hear him walk down the hallways, like, just hooping and hollering, just because that's just who he is. It's not because he's in a good mood.
Uh-huh.
It's not because, like, he left the house happy. Like, he's in a good mood, and he's just, like, energized 24/7
He's everyone's cup of coffee.
every morning. Like, it's we got a 5 a.m. workout or 6 a.m. workout. We're in the building at 5:15. You're tired. It's an early morning. Maybe you had a late night. But by God, Coach D is singing songs.
It
in
is
the hallway.
4:57 a.m. and he is like, all right,
Yep.
roll call.
Yep. That's Coach D. So the energy that we have now is very he displays affection in a way that affects all of us, just based on, like, he treats his 3, like, core values are: you treat people right,
Mm-hmm.
you love Jesus, and
Work hard.
Work hard.
Ahmed, yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Ahmed.
Shout out Ahmed.
Yeah.
So those are his 3 things that he lives by, and he allows people every day to, like, follow those core values. Obviously, if you don't follow some, that's your personal choice.
Mhm.
It's not like he forces that. Let me make that very clear. But
Nice.
he does it in a way that, like, you want to be involved for any point. Like, you want to come to work. You want to practice. You want to come lift weights. Like, the energy is just electric every day.
Contagious.
That's a very good word.
Yeah.
Contagious. So
Wow.
when he got the job last fall, or I guess in
Winter.
when
Technically,
it was
yeah.
technically official,
Yeah.
it was very exciting, and there were a lot of happy people, and including myself. And he's the dude that, like I said, and that's the thing that I worked with Coach D. That was he was my first.
Pretty much the whole time
Yes.
you were there.
So
Yeah.
when Coach D's first year in 2017 as a coach, I was a freshman equipment guy, and so I worked with the D-line back in 17. And Coach Steve Caldwell, who, shout out to Steve Caldwell, who set the tone my freshman year. Like, that was a dude who I loved to work for. Coach D was Coach Caldwell's graduate assistant.
Okay.
And so me being their equipment guy, like, I tailored towards the D-line, and, that was back then with David Moa and Sonatel Louis and
Curtis Weaver.
Curtis Weaver was a little bit later than that.
Okay.
But I did have Curtis. But Coach D is the same person that he was the day that I met him 8 years ago. Like, he hasn't changed one bit. He's not going to change. That's just who he is as a person.
Let's go.
And that's like, I could talk all about Coach D and just who he is as a person and
Mm-hmm.
how incredible he is. And, like, there's a lot of stigma around the idea that, like, oh, people display the fake personalities on TV, and, like, oh, it's an interview, so of course they're going to be happy.
People
and
can
peppy.
act.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's not Coach D. Coach D that's him 110% of the time. And so having him basically be our leader, which I know that sounds kind of culty, which that's not, but him who leads our program,
Yeah.
he is, like, that is the dude. Like, I would go to war for Coach D. And I know that you've had a couple people tell you that as football players.
Yeah.
And as the ops coordinator,
Yeah.
I'd
I'll
ride
get
for
a
Coach
gardener
D.
snake out of the building for Coach
Exactly.
D. Yeah.
Exactly. So, which I don't know if he's aware of that yet, but
Really?
Coach D, I got that snake out
Okay,
of the
well,
building.
now he knows.
So, but no, yes, Coach D's an incredible person, great family man,
Mm-hmm.
great leader, incredible person. He cares about you as a person more than he does about as a football player or as an employee or anything like that. Like, he cares about you first as a human being. And
Incredible
that's
stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. So
question for you personally as well, kind of with your job. Do you work with like any of the recruiting at all? Do you meet any of the recruits or any of the people that come visit? Like,
My job, like I try to stay out of the recruiting conversations and stuff, just because, it's not my. I'll just be honest. It's not my favorite area of like with recruiting and all that type of stuff. Just with the idea of what recruiting is and all that stuff. But
okay.
I do get involved with like, talking to like parents and like when they come visit, like we're always like presenting like, these are our coaches, like I'm a part of the support staff. This is Boise. Like they come to me to like advocate for like Boise because I'm from here. So it's like I know this place. Like this is my home. This is my backyard. These are my people, and so like I provide a lot of like detail about like what Boise truly is and what it's grown into be and all these like details and the history of Boise. And like a lot of people kind of joke like, oh, this is the old guy that's been in Boise his whole life, so he knows anything. So if you have any questions, this is the guy to come to.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're a good person for that, like being like a resource. So I was just kind of curious there because you've seen, even with just the football program, you've seen a ton of change, and even with the city. You went to school again, Mountain View?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Graduated from Mountain View.
Mountain View, yeah. So you've seen like even not only just Boise, but the Treasure Valley.
Yeah, but I've had the opportunity to, I saw Khalil Shakir come in as a 17-year-old kid at the time. Saw him. Let me say that he was the biggest pain in the ass my sophomore year. Just this 18-year-old kid who thinks he's all that and he's a big-headed kid and.
Let's go.
I love you, Shaq, but
no, but yeah, that's awesome.
I saw him come in and like he figured out that he could be a good football player, and when that switch clicks for these guys and they realize like I could go to the league, I could be good. Now he's catching touchdowns from Josh Allen in the NFL playoffs.
Yeah.
Like I have the opportunity to see these guys come in as little, just like kids basically, young. Immature kids that want to just play college football. And then that's one of my favorite things is seeing that moment where like their switch gets flipped, where they're like, okay, maybe it's a moment or a situation that they're in that they know that they can be good, that puts them into the league.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been around for some pretty cool dudes, and it's awesome to, like I said, I don't work. I get to do what I get to do every day.
And so with Khalil Shakir, I want to kind of add in there. Did you see like a moment in him, like in his demeanor and his personality switch, where he's like, "Oh, I gotta start taking this more seriously"? Is that when you meant like when he was kind of coming in, being a little pain in the ass, or pain in the butt, I should say?
Yeah, he I recall a lot of the time like during practice, like he just, you know how you can tell like when just someone's really good at their job.
Yeah.
Like they set themselves apart from like the whole boys, men against boys type conversation.
Yeah, that analogy.
He just in practice he just was so good. Like he makes catches that
shouldn't be caught.
It's just ridiculous. And you guys have seen it in games.
Yes, that BYU catch.
I mean, there's so many to
my
highlight.
Lord.
He's just ridiculous. And so
a dog, exactly. Nice,
dog.
Fletcher.
Absolute dog. And he has that ability. And so it's those moments where, like I said, their switch gets flipped and they see they're like, okay, I focus a little bit. I can like really make something work out of this. And it's like awesome to see. And so, yeah, so shout out Shaq, he's playing with the Bills and he's catching touchdowns in the playoffs to win games and compete. And I mean, right now with Diggs gone, Gabe Davis is still there.
He's a viable option now.
He's like number 2.
And who'd they just sign was like, it wasn't someone.
Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Which
head case. You want to talk about immature.
God. Go get him, Shaq.
Go get him, Shaq.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, well, cool. And is there one moment now so far, like, as long as you've been there at Boise State, is there one moment that sticks out to you where you're like,
that's a good question.
That, like, you'll never forget? Like, there's been, like, just a moment that just stuck with you that you'll just always reminisce.
So I think I enjoy answering this question because, like, like, what was your favorite moment or anything like that? And so I will say beating Florida State in Tallahassee in 2019 was a pretty cool moment. So just to kind of go back a little bit, so it's game week that week. It's like Tuesday. Okay, I can't remember what the hurricane was, but there's a hurricane like forecasted for the weekend.
Yes,
that was going to make landfall in in Florida, and so the conversations kind of came up of like, okay, like maybe we have to get serious about moving the game, or like, do we cancel it, or like postponing or whatever. So it's Wednesday. We still don't know if it's like we're going to play. We have finally just like, we're going to play. Like, we are leaving tomorrow. We're going to play. Doesn't matter where. Doesn't matter who or who's going to be there, or if it's going to have fans, or if it's going to get postponed, or if we're going to play at 3 a.m. Like, we're going to play. The game ended up, we're supposed to play in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars play.
That's right.
TAA. And which is so funny when you say it's a neutral site game, because we're flying all the way across the country.
It's so ridiculous.
Florida State's driving like 55 miles.
Yeah.
It's a neutral game. So the game ended up getting canceled in Jacksonville to move it more inland to Tallahassee. And so at the time, Hank Bachmeier, shout out Hank Bachmeier, by the way.
This was his first game.
He's a true freshman quarterback. And so it's like his first game is going to be a true road game against Florida State in Tallahassee at 12 p.m. in the late of August. It was hot. It was humid. Boise State shouldn't compete with this Florida State team who's got, 4 or 5-star kids and just absolute ballers. And we go in there and, we kind of take a little bit of a lead, and then they kind of get up big on us, and we're late in the fourth quarter, and it's like, shit, we're not gonna win this game. Like, Florida State's gonna win this. And Hank battled and like took some shots in that game, and Shaq had some catches.
Oh my Lord!
And we won. And like that was like being back kind of on the national map of like, yo, is the Boise State back this year? Like, this is a big spot for them.
Everyone's
this
like, Boise State, another upset.
True freshmen just beat Florida State on the road. So, like, that game was definitely big on, like, kind of, like, taking a step back and seeing, like, this is so cool. Like, that one is one of my favorite games for sure. But a moment, I think last year, when Coach D took the job, or when he got the job, during the season.
Okay.
So he got the interim job. It's November like 15th, 16th. It's right before we play Utah State, and we have Air Force left on the schedule.
Yes. Okay.
We're 6-5, 5-4. I don't remember. Whatever.
I think we were 5-5.
5-5 sounds right. We didn't know what.
There's 2 games left.
7, 8.
Yeah, we were 5.
Okay, 5-5. Okay. And he said, like, we're on the team room, and he goes like, 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. You guys lock in for 2 weeks. I don't know what's gonna happen after that. I don't know, like all of our jobs, transfer portal. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. But you guys give me 2 weeks, and we'll figure it out from there. 2 weeks. And so those 2 words they're actually engraved on our championship rings, just because of how important like 2 weeks was to us. You just don't think for 2 weeks. Just be us for 2 weeks. And we beat Utah State. Things fell into place. Beat Air Force. Made the Mountain West Championship. Won the Mountain West Championship. The rest is history. So that moment for me was very big last year, because I went through a lot of personal stuff last year too. Faced a lot of stuff, and that was a big, like, I'm not a football player.
Yeah.
What does 2 weeks do for me?
Yeah.
But again, there was a lot of uncertainty with my job, and it was like, I don't know if I'm going to be here. But I know that the next 2 weeks, I'm locked in for this dude, because that's what he's asking for. Just 2 weeks. So that's the moment for sure with me.
Okay. That's incredible. I was locked in just listening, dude. I was like, yeah, 2 weeks, dude.
So that's when I say, when like I'd go to war for Coach G.
Everyone's bought in now.
Everyone's bought in.
And so now with the upcoming season, what's one thing we got to look forward to? It can be multiple things, actually, but
I think there's a lot of there's a lot of questions and stuff right off the bat because it's like a new head coach and like this is a first official season and you know the spots that we filled on both you know like transfer portal and new guys and like quarterback and all this and all that and we just keep telling our guys like just do us. Nothing changes. Doesn't matter. Oregon's on the schedule. We all know Oregon's going to be very good. Doesn't matter. Just do us. Just play us. Play our game. Do our thing. We know what we're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
We trust what we are doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to work. So I'm very excited for this year. And I've said this every single year for the last 8 years. People ask me, what do you think? Oh, we're gonna win the national championship this year. Duh.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very,
It's hard to be realistic sometimes in an internal role. But this year I'm excited. There's some excitement and there's buzz and I know a lot of people feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exciting. I'm super stoked for this year. We have potential to do something that no Boise State team has ever done before.
And let's contend for a national championship.
For a playoff spot, for a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're back in that race.
Yep.
Best group of 5 team. You know. So yeah.
Gets an automatic bid.
Hey, it's exciting.
Why not us?
Why not us? Shout out Connor.
I'm excited. And I, even just alumni fan of, the sports, I haven't been this excited for a football season in a very, very long time, I will say.
It'll be exciting.
Because I don't know if anyone else can feel it. There's a different energy that I think is radiating. And everyone that is working there, whether that's all the way up from Jeremiah Dickey all the way down to whoever, like it is, everyone's doing a phenomenal job. And we're in good hands, I feel like. And
Jeremiah Dickey is one of the best things that's ever come to Boise State, and I'll stand on that hill.
I completely agree.
He is an amazing human, a great athletic director, an incredible leader. Like I have the most utmost respect for JD. He is an incredible person, and I love that he is leading our athletic department because it shows. Like it's not just football. It's basketball. It's tennis.
Yep.
It's women's volleyball.
Softball.
It's softball. Like there's so many sports that are like just climbing the ropes right now and like excelling and competing for championships. And like Boise State was in like 6 championships this year.
Let's go.
Like that's awesome.
Yes.
It's not just like, it's not a football school. It's not a basketball school. It's our athletic department. It's all of our sports. That's what school we are.
I love that.
So,
and he's been just nothing short of phenomenal.
Incredible person.
Extend him. Give him that contract extension now.
I agree.
Yeah, make that happen. So, yeah, really looking forward to it. With the schedule, is that kind of cool? We finish with like an Oregon State.
I think it's
I think
a little
that's
different,
sweet.
right?
Yeah, not like
it's,
a Mountain West Conference
yeah.
opponent, but it's like
which I will say, and I'm sure like you guys have done the math, but like you'll know the Mountain West championship like position that we'll be in the week before the last game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like last year it was like the Air Force was that last game.
Yeah.
You're like, oh God, we have to win this week.
Yeah.
Whereas like this year we are going to win that week, but it's like it'll be solidified the week prior.
Yeah. Because then we're like,
You'll
okay,
know.
we've done our job in the conference. So now if we can beat maybe like a good looking Oregon State, that just boosts our resume
Totally.
going into the postseason. So
It's exciting.
it's very exciting. And every time we played Oregon State, it's been pretty good.
They're a good team,
They've always played us really well.
Very good. Yep. So I was a part of that team when we went in 22 to Corvallis and played there.
That was a rough start.
It was a rough start. There was a lot of unanswered questions and stuff that year. It wasn't the best performance, but it was a good team, and so I'm excited to.
They ended up being really good. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So I'm curious to see how this whole Pac-2 is going to go this year because
Yeah,
they're
we're
not
playing Washington State as well,
They're not Mountain West, but they're not Pac anymore.
but they're playing all the Mountain
But
West
they're playing all the
teams.
Mountain West teams, but they're not eligible for a Mountain West championship. So like even if Oregon State or Washington State both went like 12-0 and beat all the Mountain West teams, they're not playing for a conference championship.
Wild.
It's weird.
It is
so
weird.
it's like I get from their perspective that like that would suck because it's like, well, we were the best in the but they're not in the conference technically.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, even from our standpoint of how are they going to compete this year with us, with all these Mountain West teams?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. That's a question, an interesting question that I have for the season itself.
Yeah. Because I saw that. I'm like, I'm kind of down for a final home game against Oregon State. That'll be really fun.
Mhm.
So, and I don't know if you know, but the U of I quarterback, didn't he transfer to Oregon State?
He did, yes, he did, and I believe one
McCoy?
of the questions, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And one of the questions that we were asked tonight, Trey Jones.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Trey Jones. Question from him. Perfect segue is why is Boise State dodging a matchup versus the Idaho Vandals? And I feel like it's really simple. What do they have to lose?
Listen, I would love to go to the Kiwi Dome. I would.
I would go up in a heartbeat.
I would love to go up there and
Just have a
absolutely-
time.
Exactly.
But for the people, you got to make it happen. But I mean, at this point, it's an FCS team
Exactly.
on our resume or on the schedule.
And that's the thing. Every year when we schedule these FCS games, people are always like,
Yawn.
yeah, like, why are we playing this team or why are we playing that team? Like, and then we have an opportunity to, like, next year we go play Notre Dame in South Bend.
Incredible.
People are excited for that. Would people be excited for Idaho?
Outside of
To a
Idaho,
point, yes, they would.
I feel like because outside of Idaho,
Yes.
no one, everyone would be like, okay, Boise State should be
Yes.
they should handle business, but the state of Idaho, that would shut down.
Mhm.
You know, like that'd be like our rivalry game. So because I miss that, and we never were old enough to, I think, kind of experience
Really
like a
experience.
legit local tailgate, that like rivalry. I mean, do we count Fresno State? Like maybe like on the field, yes. But from a fandom, you know, that's
The
like
true
bragging
rivalry, yeah,
rights
for
in
sure.
Idaho.
For sure. I wish, like, I was obviously when I was a kid and I was just a fan of all the times that they would play up north.
Yep.
Idaho would come here. Like, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
Even though it was a very lopsided deal.
that was the Kellen Moore Boise State that was traveling. Like that was
but that was fun. But like I said, I would love to go to the Kiwi Dome. So Trey Jones, me personally, I would love to play U of I, but I'm not in charge of the schedule. So you'll have to ask the AD.
I completely agree with Keaton Davis. I am all for an Idaho versus Boise State reunion, but that is a question for the AD. I think it's just we'd rather play Notre Dame.
Exactly.
So
Sorry.
yeah, sorry, but you guys were good last year. Congratulations. What, they went semifinals?
They did go semifinals, and
That's awesome stuff.
Yes, I will say, you know, as the Boise or the Boise State guy, it was awesome to see them do what they did last year. Like I
Yes.
think Coach Jason Eck,
Heck,
they're what they're doing right now is good. Like I want them to win.
yeah,
I think there was a point where it was like College of Idaho was in the NAI national championship,
yes,
which they ended up losing. But like just to be on that level, U of I was in the semifinals, FCS semifinals, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Boise State's playing for a Mountain West championship. Like Idaho football killed it last
Popped
year.
it off.
Killed it, and that's
Popped.
awesome to see for the state because that doesn't happen a lot. It's usually
I
like
don't think
one
that's ever
team.
happened.
So it was great to see.
Yeah.
A lot of successful football last year.
And now let's talk about a national level of sports. I mean, did you anything you want to kind of dive in on? At least just kind of topics right now. I know
Yeah.
sports world's crazy right now, but I mean, let's just
Lots going on. I guess it just finished. We can start with the NBA.
NBA Finals, NBA season of 23 to 24. I can confidently say that was the worst finals I've ever seen.
Thank God. Absolute joke.
Absolute joke. Yeah,
I
there was no punchline. That was I was
Yeah.
yeah.
the NBA, like I'm not a big NBA guy, but you know, like primetime matchup Thursday night, the Lakers are playing Boston. You know, like I'll tune into it because it's like LeBron and like it's a big time matchup.
Davis,
and,
Tatum,
yeah,
Jalen,
exactly.
yeah.
Like there's good games that I'll like tune into, but I'm not watching the NBA nightly like I do with like MLB, which I know is kind of funny.
I was going to say, that's a rare breed.
So,
yeah.
Next conversation, though. But the NBA this year, like I always like, when it comes to the playoffs, I'll tune in the playoffs. Like I start kind of paying attention. This year, I had no want to watch this. I almost felt like it was drug on for so long. Like I felt like the NBA Finals Game 1 was like on a Monday, and then Game 2 wasn't until like Saturday. Like, just play the game.
Yeah, no, it was like 3 days rest for all of them. It seemed like I was like, what are we doing?
For Dallas to get absolutely just annihilated by Boston, even though Dallas did that to Minnesota, and Minnesota did that to
Denver.
It just was like, it was so boring.
I agree. It was just, it was just the way the finals were. And I don't know if it's because like Luka was hurt, banged up, out of shape. I hate to say it. If you're going to play a 100-game season, I mean, I think they're trying to watch his like weight, which, I mean, he can retaliate and be like, I'm still averaging 35 in the finals, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, he did there. I feel like there were moments where he was legit, like just tired. Kyrie was off, which I'm proud of him for having the season he did. He seemed like a completely different person. His personality was good to play with. Like he's awesome. He's fixed a lot of things, but he was not playing good. And the way that the Mavericks were playing basketball, it seemed like they just handed it to Boston.
Yeah.
And there was the stat that the Boston's worst 5-game stretch in scoring the whole season was the NBA Finals.
Really?
Did you not hear that?
I did not hear that. That's interesting.
In a score, just points per game, their worst 5-game stretch was the NBA Finals. So that just kind of went to show. And I was watching the finals, and I didn't like Tatum was a roller coaster. Jaylen Brown had maybe one bad game. He wasn't shooting great from 3, but like playing great defense. It was a weird watch.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but it just didn't seem. It wasn't pulling me to the TV.
No. And my other little, like, just my last little tidbit, just because, like I said, it wasn't interesting to me, was the way that Boston celebrated after they won. Jason Tatum's a good NBA player.
Yes.
Like, he's one of the best in the league. He's a great young dude. Like, it's fun to watch him.
Yeah.
But the way that he, like...
Oh, yes. Let's please dive into this. So corny.
Every, like, quote that he had in a press conference after the game or the videos of him in the club afterwards, like, it replicated Curry's championship speech.
Yep.
Garnett's championship speech.
Yep.
Kanye's Grammy Award
and
winning
the Rangers
speech.
and Astros already used it.
Like, dude, you
be yourself.
Yes, I can account for 4 times at least where he said something or tried to like replicate
the Kobe photo with his
photo.
Yeah, it just seemed so forced. It rubbed me the wrong way too. I was like, I wasn't even a Tatum fan. Minus 1,000 fan points over here. I
wasn't amused at all.
I
said, it wasn't amusing at all in the first place. And then just watching how, just was like, dude,
it's like you weren't even Finals MVP, and he's hugging that trophy like he carried him on the mountain there. You know, it just
so that's my NBA bet. I wasn't amused with it at all this year.
Same.
I thought it was way boring. I'm glad it's over.
Me too.
And I'm also someone when it comes to sports. I hate the minute that the championship is over, ESPN releases 2025 grades for each team. Let it be over for a little bit.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Like,
yeah.
I don't. I don't care where Bronny goes. I don't care where LeBron goes. I don't care if Boston's going to take it again. I just let it be done for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's all sports too.
They need their clicks. They need their engagement.
Totally.
The comment section being like,
totally.
Oh, they can't be a B minus. What they got, Right. So,
but yeah, that's my NBA bit. So your next topic, you choose.
Okay. Where should we transition? I kind of want to transition NFL-ish. Tom Brady being a commentator for Fox.
I heard it went pretty well because didn't he do the UFL championship?
And apparently it went pretty well. And then he was on Colin Cowherd's show.
Okay.
I think it was yesterday, the day before. I watched it today. He sounds fantastic.
Did we expect anything less?
No.
From the man himself?
No. But and just hearing his voice and the way he was breaking things down, just because Colin asks really intricate, good, deep questions, and he answered it just so well. Like, yeah, because if I'm a receiver, like he was like, if I'm Randy Moss, I'd want me to feed him and be, keep him happy, so he can break down those situations with a JJ McCarthy playing with a Justin Jefferson on Fox, or a Dak Prescott going into a contract year with CeeDee Lamb. So then there's gonna be games like that where he can really kind of be like, yeah, no, he should be getting the ball here, but if I'm Dak Prescott, this is the right read, and he's just an absolute genius. I don't have to tell you guys, he's won 7 Super Bowls, but it's going to be, it was a no-brainer hire for Fox. I'm excited to see him call games.
I too am looking forward to just seeing that side of the ball, or inside of the ball, that we've never really seen before.
Yeah.
Like, you have great commentators, like Greg Olson was a great commentator as a retired football player.
Yeah.
Like Joe Davis with Fox is a great commentator, just as a commentator himself.
Yeah.
But
Play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman,
like all those, like there's some good commentators in NFL. But Tom Brady has the ability to not only be a great commentator because he can talk like that, and we all know him to do that, but to be able to do what he did as a quarterback now, break down defense, look for offense, like any aspect of the game, he will be able to just dive into it.
With now 6 rookie quarterbacks coming into this league, it's going to be fascinating to watch.
Very.
And then also with like the new era of quarterbacks, with like a Justin Herbert who's still looking for his first playoff win. I mean, even just kind of even breaking down Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. I'm very excited.
Very.
And did you know Greg Olson got demoted because they hired Brady?
I did see that.
When you say Greg Olson, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, and
kind of unfortunate.
There were a lot of people that were pretty unhappy about that, rightfully so.
Right, because Greg Olson's been there longer.
Greg Olson did the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did.
It's not like he was a mediocre broadcaster that didn't provide good content or like good analysts, or like, we're talking Greg Olson.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how Fox kind of like structures that.
Yeah.
And then obviously how they do.
Tony Romo too.
Tony Romo.
Yeah, he's another good one.
Yep.
I used to really like Tony. He's taken a step down from me a little. I think he talks a little too much sometimes after the play.
A little bit.
I noticed. It's kind of like, let the moment happen.
He's a Cowboys player, so go figure.
Yeah, that's true. It's just, he was just wired that way.
Exactly.
And I think Tom, has that very good awareness of, I'm going to let the moment happen, then break it down.
Mm-hmm. He's very good with that because he's been in that moment so many times.
Yeah.
He understands that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good comparison between Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Tony Romo didn't experience that moment a lot.
Right. So he kind of got excited in the booth when the Chiefs won it in overtime in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who he was announcing with, but Jim.
Nance.
Jim Nance.
Jim
yeah.
Nance, yes,
Yeah, sorry,
yes.
I can't blanking on his last name, but had a fire line. And they won it in Vegas, jackpot, Kansas City, and then Tony just goes, just talks over it. And I think Tom Brady, how competitive he is, he's going to want to be the best commentator that there ever was, probably, because you know how he is. And then I think they're going to train him kind of that way, too. Like, hey, if this happens, I think he's just going to soak it all in. It's going to be good. But,
I'm looking forward to it for sure.
okay, another topic.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
I've been eager to talk about this. So
yes.
Just golf in general.
Golf,
okay?
yeah.
The U.S. Open was one of the best golf tournaments I've seen in a long time. Like since young Tiger.
Tiger Masters, the last one he won, that was probably the best one I've seen since.
In 19.
Yes.
Okay.
So 5 years, that's a long time. Yeah.
A lot of golf.
A lot of golf.
Every weekend golf's on. And so to have, yes, there's only 4 majors a year. But Bryson DeChambeau is one of the best things to ever happen to golf.
Yes.
And let me state that I used to be like an anti-Bryson guy.
I used to, yes.
I couldn't stand
his antics.
Yes, he whined and he complained but
seemed spoiled. Yeah,
definitely. You talk about a guy who's completely turned his young career around already. Bryson DeChambeau.
I love him now.
Watching him win last week was one of the best things that has ever happened for the sport of golf, period.
Yep.
Him winning is so big.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see him finally like secure it because he took 8th in the Masters.
Yeah, top 10 in
Sixth-
kind of like everything.
Yep, 6th in the PGA, and he finally secured the win in the U.S. Open,
Which
and
was
it was
huge.
insane,
Insane shot from the bunker.
insane shot from the bunker. And I read a tweet today. So I was also a little kind of confused on why this happened. When Rory missed the putt on 18 that would have tied it
Because
to send him to the playoff.
Bryson's a hole behind.
Yep, he was a hole behind. Rory misses the putt, which let me also state, I couldn't make that putt, even though it's 3 feet. It's you know how hard that putt was? It was very hard.
Did you see how
Yes.
much that ball moved?
He was lined up to a cup left, and it still moved right.
Yeah.
As much as it did. So, Pavon, Bryson's playing partner in that round, Bryson took the shot first. He won it before, and Pavon finished his putt after Bryson won it. You remember?
Yes.
Okay. So I learned today that he did that because he didn't want to see the line of Pavon's putt because he felt like it was an unfair thing that Rory didn't get, which made me love him even more.
Wait, are you serious?
Swear to God, I read it today. He wanted to take the shot first because he didn't want to get Pavon's line and have that as an advantage to him because Rory didn't get that. Rory also didn't get that line from who was Rory's partner. I can't think off the top of my head.
It was someone we would know. I just
Yep.
can't think either.
Yep.
It was someone relevant.
And I was like,
Was it Oberg?
it wasn't Oberg.
No, it was oh, it's gonna bother me.
It's
now.
gonna bother me too.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, damn. Because I thought in the moment it was a little weird that like Bryson just won it, but Pavon still had a putt to make.
And he was further.
And he was further. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, good for Bryson, though, but like a little weird. That
I didn't even think about that now.
Because,
that
like, you
say
see,
it.
like, when Xander won the PGA and Scotty won the Masters,
Yeah.
you
It's
take
always
the
been the
last shot.
final putt.
You take the last shot. But for
Wow.
Bryson to take that first shot because he didn't want Pavon's line to be an advantage for him.
So how does he say that? So does Bryson go up to Pavon and be like, I want to go first?
I think so.
Or does he go up to the rules guy and be like, hey, I want to take the first? Like, how does that work?
That's the thing that I don't know.
I don't know either.
But that's the thing that also
Okay.
it just shows like how much more I love Bryson now because he's just completely changed his personality and his image about himself and his brand and his image, and it's been awesome. But Bryson DeChambeau winning in golf is the best thing for golf.
I
And
completely agree.
I hate that I can only watch him 4 times a year
Because live.
because live.
Yep.
I'm not a live guy. I understand, and they've all said, I accepted live money, and so I don't qualify for the other stuff. I get
They're
that.
aware.
They're
Yeah.
very aware, and like Bryson was one of the first people to say that on like after he won, like, oh, are you upset that you didn't get any points and stuff? I went to live. I accepted that. I get it.
You know how much money he accepted?
Exactly.
Like, I'd do the
A lot
same
of money.
thing.
I get it.
That oil money is no joke in Saudi.
No.
$250 million.
I wish I had $250 million.
I just wish I had 5. That's all I need. I don't need, dude.
Yep.
Dude,
But Bryson winning is so big for golf.
huge. And I think golf needs him kind of having like that loose personality, the emotion.
The emotion, the innovation.
Yes, the social media presence.
You don't see
No one
Phil
else does that.
Mickelson or Tiger Woods putting out YouTube videos every day.
You know, Tiger Woods has someone else running his stuff. Twitter, Instagram.
Yes.
Like it's an ad every time he posts.
Yes.
So it's just all money driven, which get your bag.
Right.
But it's like, dude, I followed DeChambeau like that.
He attends to the young audiences and he understands young people and he 3D printed his clubs. 3D printed his clubs.
Wait, what?
Swear to God. Look, that was a huge. He's been playing with 3D printed clubs for a couple weeks now.
Did he
One
play
of
him at the
one.
Open?
Yep.
He played with him at the Open.
Yep. But he's 3D printed his shoes. Like he's just doing things that are so
Unheard of.
unheard of in the golf world. And I think that's why it pisses so many people off. It's like, oh, this isn't
This isn't the way we play golf.
Yeah,
like the
this
old
isn't-
heads are
yeah.
like,
exactly. And I think that's why it's so good for golf.
I think so too.
Especially as golf is so tailored towards young people now.
Yeah.
And how many young people play golf.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you 10 years ago, even when I was only 15 years old,
I was not watching a lick of golf.
golf was the most boring thing in the world.
Absolutely.
It's
That was a
slow.
napping. That was, yeah.
Yes. I want to play golf every single day now.
I get it. I watch golf now.
For fun.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh my. Like,
Yep.
if golf's on, I'll be turning it on. And I'm just like, I never, ever thought I would ever be doing this.
Travelers Championship this weekend, baby.
I had it on during work.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Scotty hit a 245-yard hit today with a 2-iron. It was
And
incredible.
Ricky Fowler having a great round. Like, love seeing that.
So good. I
So
love golf.
good.
Love golf.
Love golf.
Topic.
I want to talk about WNBA for a little bit.
Okay.
We got a dip.
Yep.
And this is already crazy that, like, this is a topic now.
Yes.
So,
I fought with the guys in the group chat about this.
yeah,
Like it's a topic in the guys group chat.
this is crazy.
Same for mine too.
This is crazy. And I'm not even trying to say this in like a rude way, but it's like it's relevant now.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to say it like, because
No, I completely
You see what I'm
where
saying?
you're coming from and your point. And,
Yeah.
and you have to say that
Yeah.
because this wasn't talked about.
no,
No one cared about the WNBA
exactly.
in a respectful way.
In a respectful way. Yes, exactly.
And yes, you had Sabrina, you had Skylar Diggins, you've had like big name
Candace
people.
Parker.
Yes, you've
Brittany
had
Griner. You've had these number one picks.
big names. But Caitlin Clark has done something that has never been done before. And the best thing that ever happened to the WNBA.
And they cannot fumble this. They cannot fumble this.
And
They're
they
doing a poor job, I
And
will
they
say.
are. That's the thing. They
Yes,
are.
it's shocking like how bad they are like handling this.
It's not. I hate seeing. It's every game. Caitlin Clark's getting absolutely pummeled.
Yes.
Like, oh well, they're just playing physical. No,
No,
That-
they're
you
trying
never-
to take her out.
Brittany Griner never stood in the lane and
No.
foul like you see that in the NBA though too. Like once you get to the leagues, you just let a guy through.
Yeah.
You don't hack someone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's aggressive defense, but not 2-on-1 killing someone that they do to Caitlin Clark.
It's bizarre.
It's very weird. I don't like seeing it.
And even the scheduling. They gave her the 5 hardest WNBA teams in her first 5 games. Why would you do that? Give her a cakewalk.
Yeah, you have the opportunity. Like, your sport has not had this much attention ever.
Ever.
You have the opportunity to, like, build the brand and build the Indiana Fever and build Caitlin's name and, like, also have the ability to build all these other names that came in with the same draft class. and
More
all this.
viewership.
Yes. And that's not happening.
It's just you're making the wrong strategic moves.
It is sad to me because it's like I've never been this involved in the WNBA.
And I've never known more WNBA players coming out of a draft. Dude, there's moments like this where I catch myself and take a step back and be like, I open Instagram, and this was before the draft, the WNBA draft. WNBA mock draft, Instagram post from Bleach Report. I go, and I open the comments, and I'm like, I wonder what I'm going to see. Everyone's like, no way she goes that high. Where's like Juju's way too low. I'm like, oh my God, they're not even like roasting this. They're like interacting.
Because before you'd see a WNBA post,
Yeah.
like what sport is this?
Yeah, Juju Watkins clears all of them. And I'm just like, wait, what?
It's people debate it, people talk about it. It's great to see in the media.
Yeah.
It's great to see highlights.
An Angel Reese rivalry with Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
That's things I love to see. And I now know a Paige Buchers. I now know it's like, I'm like,
Yes.
it was literally yesterday. I got a notification. Open my phone. Cameron Brink tears ACL. I go, oh shit, out loud.
Yes. Like that's a big deal.
I was like, I never would have even cared 5 years ago.
Yes.
Respectfully.
Again, I
yeah.
get it.
I was golfing. I was like, oh shit. And I go, wait, damn. I registered that. I comprehended.
I just put emotional.
Like a second overall WNBA pick. I was like, oh shit. Like she's done for the year. That's
It's
sad.
It's awful. I hate not being able to see her play
Yeah.
because of this class that she's come in with and
Yeah.
this excitement that has been in.
LA Sparks
Yes.
forward tears ACL.
It's awful.
I was like, oh my God, she was a rookie. Like she had such a bright future. And I was like, dude, I would have never, ever a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have been like,
Yeah.
who?
Right.
But now it's this wave's crazy.
Yeah. We talked, like I said, the guys group chat talked the other day about, like, it was when they left Caitlin Clark off the Olympic team,
Oh yes.
which another controversial thing. We don't have to get deep into it, but like it was like Caitlin Clark's jersey, Caitlin Clark's USA jersey would have been the #1 jersey all time in any sport ever, and I'll stand on that.
That's a great take.
More than a Mike Trout Angels jersey,
Yep.
more than a Jordan Bulls jersey, more than a Tom Brady Patriots jersey. Caitlin Clark's USA basketball jersey would have been the #1 seller jersey of all time.
And she wouldn't even barely played.
No.
That's the crazy part.
And again,
If she would have made the team.
this goes back to the, well, what are they thinking and all this? And I get, like, it's her first year. Let her develop a little bit more as a professional player. She'll play in 4 years, blah, 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 whatever. But, like, you know, it like
Goes back to our point of you have a chance to promote your sport.
Yes. But the guys' group chat got heated. They're like, this is bullshit that she's not on the team. Like,
Isn't this nuts?
We were getting emotional about
Yeah.
this decision. It's like, damn, I'm getting invested in this this topic. What's going on?
Yeah.
So it's great to see that women's NBA is in the conversation, and you love to see, you know.
It's on SportsCenter.
Yeah, it's
on
great.
Twitter. It's on
great.
it's all over my feeds.
40,000 fans are selling out games, and it's good to see. So yeah, WNBA it's back. What else? Anything else? Questions?
Oh, yes. There was definitely one we need to
Yeah.
get to. So we got Trey's. Okay, wrong account, I think. Let me see here. Okay, this one. Question from Tyler Rauza.
Oh God,
Who has the best dad jokes in the football building?
it's Tyler Ross, and he only asked that because he wants me to say his name. He's got the dumbest.
So you're going to give it to him, just
Yes.
like that.
There's no one that comes close to the jokes that he says. They're so bad and dad that I can't even say them on air. Like, they're bad.
Like,
I can't say.
also like bad.
Yeah, they're just not good.
Okay.
So yes, he is the king of bad jokes in the football facility.
And then there was any hints at the new unis from Young FL Studio.
Like I said, they're new. There's some blue, there's some orange, and there's some white on them. And they're Nike.
Nike.
I mean, that's evident.
Yeah.
I hope.
I'm trying to make it like
I know, right?
Nike.
Right.
Yeah, Young FL Studio, that's all you get. So,
Sorry, guys.
And
You'll
then
see soon.
Trey Jones was saying why is Boise State dodging the matchup? We covered that.
Yep.
Everyone loved it.
Yep.
Everyone's still responding. The better question is, why are the Vandal fans so desirous of seeing their team get murked on the blue? For old time's sake, question mark? Who the hell are the Vandals? We need this matchup. Yeah. And then that's all I have so far.
Okay. So I had who's my favorite coworker? And Bailey Hawkins asked this.
Careful now.
So I'm as Coach D's assistant, I'm gonna say Coach D, Bailey. So that's my favorite person to work with every day. No, Bailey's awesome to work with. I love Bailey.
But like second place.
But second to
She gets
Coach
the
D.
silver medal.
Second to Coach
Yeah.
D. I had someone ask me my top 10 receivers today, like current receivers.
Top 10 receivers.
So I'll only do my 5
Okay.
as of right now. So I've got Justin Jefferson as my 1.
Easy. Okay.
Tyreek Hill is my 2.
Okay.
Jamar Chase, my 3, which was a little hard to put him in front of Devontae at 4.
Okay.
And then I have Stephon Diggs rounding it out at 5.
Devontae Smith.
No, it has to be Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was like,
Yep.
No CD Lamb.
I have CD Lamb at my 9.
Wow. Really? Who's okay? So
Okay,
now
so
who's at
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, I got Debo. 7, I got AJ Brown. 8, I've got Mike Evans.
Okay.
9, I've got CD, and then 10. I'm totally gonna butcher his name. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Nailed it.
Okay,
A lot of good wide receivers now.
very good.
Off the top of my head, solid list.
Okay.
I would put CD a little higher though.
Okay,
Me personally. I bet it's. I mean, everyone can do what they want.
Yep.
By the end of this season, Marvin Harrison Jr. could be in there. Just
Hey,
saying.
it's gonna be interesting.
Kyler's got to stay healthy though.
Very, very. And then my last one. This is a really good question. And this is for both of you. Would you rather be a legendary coach or a legendary player, and for what sport? Would you rather be a legendary coach or a legendary player, and for what sport would you be legendary?
My answer would change depending on sport.
Okay.
Football, I would want to be a legendary player. I always wanted to play college football when I was younger, like so bad. So it would have been, I wouldn't even care for the NFL, honestly. I just wanted to be like campus legend.
Okay.
That would have been like the dream.
Yeah.
The life of Alex Moran.
Yeah, literally.
And then basketball coach.
Okay.
See, I was gonna say I would be a legendary basketball player. I feel
Okay.
like imagine me like 5'11" and a half saucing on guys.
Yep.
Like just in the NBA, in college. Who is this guy? White men can jump. That'd be, I don't know. I feel like that'd be pretty sweet.
Okay.
Have a good 3-pointer
Yeah.
as well.
I think I'd be a legendary player, and I'd a legendary player in baseball for sure.
That'd be sick.
But I can totally, like, Fletcher, I see your, like, with basketball, I'd totally be a legendary coach.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more legendary to be a coach in basketball than it is to be a player.
Yeah.
I know that's a weird topic but like when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I know, because I thought about that. Like NBA coach, that would make sense.
Uh-huh.
Make sense because, I mean, like, is there like we don't really talk about MLB managers that much being like legendary,
Right.
Yeah.
unless
I
you
agree.
have to win like 4 World Series.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like I, just off the top of my head, I can think of like Joe Girardi with the Yankees. He was pretty good.
Bruce Bochy,
Bruce Bochy.
Giants and the Rangers.
Yep. I want to say biasly Don Mattingly, just because
Dusty Baker,
Dusty Baker for sure.
he's been great.
Oh God, he was with the Cardinals.
Oh,
Before,
frickin' Tommy La Russa.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep. He was up there.
He fell off after that, though.
Yeah.
he was too old to coach that
Yeah,
White Sox
he
team.
was.
Yep. But yeah, not a lot of baseball managers. You're like, God, that's a great coach.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know?
and yeah, exactly. But you get that a lot in football.
Mhm.
I've noticed, but not as much in the NBA. But like there's a lot of legendary coaches in the NBA rather than the NFL and the MLB. But nowadays, I sit there, usually with football, and I'm like, that guy's such a money coach.
Mhm.
Like, God, he knows what he's doing.
Mhm.
You know, has ever
Yeah. Well, I
Like-
mean, with like
Sean Payton just got traded.
right.
You know, like that's just so crazy.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin's extension with
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. It's
Bill Belichick, GOAT.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, in the Shanahan system,
Mhm.
Brock Purdy's flourishing because of this Shanahan.
Yep.
So I think the legendary position for me would be, I think, football for a coach and then player basketball.
Okay.
But I see your points for basketball for
Yeah.
sure. Because the Phil Jacksons,
Yeah. Greg Popovich.
yeah, Pat Riley, Greg Popovich, like those guys are like cemented like
Mhm.
celebrities.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I get that. But yeah, baseball, you're never like, God, what I would do to have freaking like, oh, that Rockies manager just, God, he is.
Bud Black.
Yeah, it's just, like you never really hear like, or
Oh, I
like,
wish I could trade with Bud Black.
or how about this? When like, let's say Dave Roberts gets fired, who would you go get? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, God, that bench coach for the Cardinals, that he's got a good attitude. It's like you just,
We want to steal that third base coach from that other
yeah, exactly.
division rival.
He
It's
runs
like
those
you don't
bases
know the
really well.
candidates.
right?
But like if Saints coach gets fired, it's like, dude, like the offensive coordinator for the Lions,
Mhm.
like Jared Goff's playing like that, Amon-Ra's playing like that. Like I'm like, okay, let's go get him. Or like the Niners OC, learning under Shanahan.
Yep.
It's just there's a lot more.
And I think like that's even more multiplied with the NBA. Like, okay, so
Like a Steve Kerr system.
well, not just that, but just like, okay, like Doc Rivers gets fired from LA with the
Clippers.
Clippers.
Mhm.
Yep. Let's hire him as the Bucks coach. Like all these guys are getting fired from their jobs.
Yeah,
and they're
Monty
just-
Williams,
Yeah.
Sons of the Pistons, got
Yeah,
fired
like-
again.
It must be nice to be an NBA coach because you can just suck at your job. But hey,
Frank
you're
Vogel,
you're
yeah.
guaranteed a head coaching job on the other side of the country.
Yeah, Pacers, Lakers, fired again. Yeah, no, that is true. A lot of
So-
circulation with the NBA coaches.
I just feel like there isn't a lot of changing in the NBA coaching.
Yeah,
It's not like, oh, young assistant coming up.
JJ Redick, podcaster.
True.
I'm next.
I was gonna say Ryan's next.
I'm coming, baby. The Pistons could use a guy like me.
Totally.
Cade, pass the ball, stay healthy.
Simple. Very easy.
Do I have to write it out for you here? Yeah. Camera in the huddle. It's like literally just me. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do. Doris Burke's just talking about, God, that Ryan Seeker guy, podcast, JJ Redick. Now you got Ryan.
Absolute legend, Doris Burke. I saw a
Yeah.
tweet today that said JJ Redick plans to hire Doris Burke as top assistant.
That's so funny. All the commentators.
she would kill it though too.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron, get in a place.
Yeah, LeBron, you've been doing this your whole career. You get there and then you're nowhere to be found.
I thought that was Doris Burke. Oh my
Really?
God.
Was that good? Okay. I think I covered everything.
I think we covered everything. There was
Yeah.
a lot. Fletcher, do you have anything?
Yeah,
Nah,
Fletch
I'm-
Dog. Any topics about not even sports, just like in general? Anything on your mind?
We covered all the bases.
Mission accomplished.
We've covered all the bases.
Maybe Olympics.
Oh,
Summer
Okay,
Olympics.
okay.
Yeah, let's touch on that. Fletcher, you go first. Is
yeah.
there like a favorite sport you like to watch?
I mean, we've already talked about. I'm really excited for this NBA. Like we have all the stars, which
Yeah,
is
because weren't we kind of bad?
well, like we
Us,
didn't
yeah,
even place for
events.
the FIBA,
yeah,
which was like kind of
Embarrassing.
embarrassing.
a little bit.
We sent out like a C squad. We didn't even send out our B squad, but
True.
still, like
Mhm.
to me, we need to be winning.
Yeah, go for gold now.
Yeah. So and we pretty much reloaded like LeBron, Curry, KD, anyone you can.
Kawhi.
Yeah.
There's
Anthony
this is
Edwards. Like,
this
Yeah.
is the dream.
We got the
team
young blood. Yeah, Edwards,
Yeah.
Tatum.
so
Booker.
I'm pretty
Yep.
excited.
Yeah, we shouldn't lose. Should be ours. But I will say the European teams, they're
getting
pretty
better.
stacked.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
getting better.
they're good. They're really good. A lot of players over there, like the Luka, Jokic, the Giannis's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They'll be the basketball's always fun to watch, obviously, just because it's basketball on the
Yeah.
world stage, and there's some, you have all the NBA superstars in their home countries that they're playing, and
Mhm.
it's like when you watch like the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Like I love the World Baseball Classic just because everyone's home.
Yeah,
Like you're like, oh, I didn't know Trevor Bauer played for Mexico or was from Mexico.
Yeah.
But
Freddie Freeman, Canada.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh dang.
yeah. So it's always fun for NBA.
Is Freddie Freeman Canada or am I tripping?
Yeah. No,
He
he's
is.
He is? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, one
Uh,
thing I like about World Cup and FIBA too is because it's different than NBA rules. So
That
it's
is
like
true.
they can play zone and you can like offensive goaltend pretty much. You can't like block it from going in, but if it's like hanging on the rim, you can block it out. There's a lot of cool things that make
pretty sweet.
it
The
diff-
key's a little bit different
Uh-huh.
shaped. It's a little bit wider for more things going on in
Yeah.
the key.
Yeah.
You know? So, personally, like I'm a big swimmer. Like, not me personally. I'm a
I
big
was
swimmer.
gonna say.
I love watching swimming.
Yeah,
Like, I definitely watch swimming more than I watch track and field stuff.
I would agree. The swimming's really cool.
And to see, I don't know if you guys have been watching the qualifiers at all lately, but so Katie Ledecky, who's probably the best women's swimmer of ever,
Probably in the world, yeah.
could be best swimmer ever.
Probably her.
Yeah,
Her and Michael
she's
Phelps
insane.
are up
Yeah.
there, right? And all these pictures and videos of like all these qualifying people of they're going this way on the pool, and Katie's going that way on the
She's
pool.
already going back. Yeah, I know.
It's great to see her. She'll already take gold. I already know it
Yeah.
in any competition that she does. But
I think volleyball, really entertaining.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Love watching the volleyball.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep. The guys or the women.
Both.
both. You're giving me the look. On here I'm just like definitely the women's volleyball.
Yep.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited for golf this year. Just so
Super cool.
Yep. So Colin Morikawa,
Yep.
Xander Schauffele, Scotty, and then Wyndham Clark.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 representing the United States.
Freaking wish Bryson was there.
I wish Bryson was there too.
Is there a reason they left him off? Is
So,
it because of Liv?
I think it's because of Liv.
So he doesn't. So with obviously every tournament you get, like your FedEx Cup, your World Cup points.
Yeah.
So Bryson doesn't compete in enough
majors.
Majors
PGA tournaments.
PGA tournaments that would put him on that world point stage.
Okay.
Yes.
Which again it's the dumbest thing.
Yeah. So you're gonna get PGA players every time.
Yeah. Which it kind of sucks because I personally wouldn't want There's PGA players I'd want on the team before I would want Wyndham Clark. No.
Yeah.
What were we thinking?
I don't know.
Clark.
But he is playing good this weekend.
Yeah.
I will say, thank goodness.
It's Thursday though. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
There's a lot of golf. A lot of golf left. But yeah, no, he's been kind of just down lately, and I don't know. So it's good to see.
Table tennis is always a fun thing to watch at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's always a good go-to.
Yeah.
It's some European country versus some Asian country that's at absolute war
Yes.
in table tennis. And I'm excited for that.
I like there's the cycling.
Yep.
Kind of cool.
Yep.
Yep. Kristen Armstrong. Is she still doing that or no?
I don't think so. I think she's been out of it for a little bit.
Yeah. Because I know when we were growing up, she was like, Idaho. Like,
yeah.
Hey, this is our person.
I do believe Idaho has Boise has a women's boxer that's competing in the Olympics.
She's like super young.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know how old she is, but like young.
19?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember what country, but she's from Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool to see.
That's really
on
cool.
the Olympic stage. But
is flag football, wasn't that rumored to be a thing?
Yeah, it is a thing.
is it a thing?
Yeah.
Who are we sending?
I don't know.
We have no
Well, the
shortage of options.
NFL said they would send people. I don't know if they will though.
Can you imagine like Tyreek Hill against like the rest of the world?
Dude, okay.
Try to catch me.
And
on my flag.
how many people are on the side? Is it 5-on-5, 7-on-7?
I think it's 7-on-7.
Okay.
Okay. Mahomes a quarterback.
Mhm.
No, actually, Lamar Jackson a quarterback.
Yeah, true. If they can rush.
If they could,
Lamar.
yeah. So Lamar Jackson a quarterback. Who do you want at running back? McCaffrey?
Yeah, I would like McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. or
Someone who can catch, that
Saquon.
can
Yeah,
run.
I was gonna say
Because, I
someone
mean,
who
if
can
it's in
catch.
pads, give me Saquon.
Uh-huh.
But I think catching, running, CMC, 3-4 wide receivers here. And then I think we have to have a tight end. So you want to go tight end first?
Yeah, we'll go.
How do we feel about we could go Kelsey Kittle, Laporta.
I think George Kittle would be really good.
Yeah, I like Kittle.
Kittle
just
would
I
be
think
good.
Kittle
Run
more
after
than
catch.
Kelsey.
Okay, all around can still catch.
Yeah,
Um,
more shiftier. Just,
yeah. Shoulders are loose today.
I know. I feel good.
Yeah, yeah. Tyreek Hill for sure.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, should we just throw out our fastest team possible?
Yeah, probably.
Jefferson,
That's another good one.
Jefferson, Hill, Jamar.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm going like height and speed combo here.
Right, yeah.
I think that's good. And then, so what are we at there? Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. I guess someone has to snap the ball, right? Or how does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah, technically, but there's still like a player, so it could,
guess
that
another
could-
receiver?
Yeah, we would have like maybe Kittle snap the ball or something.
Okay.
Okay. Or maybe, yeah, so if it's 7-on-7, so what we'd have another receiver. Who would we throw in? I mean, you can't really go wrong with
I
like
was gonna say
Mike Evans, Amon
Yeah,
Ra,
yeah. CD
There's-
even.
CeeDee Lamb,
like 8 people
AJ
that I would-
Brown.
exactly.
No, dude.
Against the United States versus the Philippines. Demolished.
Dude, whatever the
Would be close.
Yeah, 28-0.
28.
I think it stops at 28. It's like first to 28.
Okay.
I think. Because if it's timed, I mean,
It would take like 2 minutes.
60.
I love sports.
I'd have
love
to see it
sports.
on paper, but I know what I'm talking about.
I love that there's stuff
I know.
at all
Just
times of the year.
all times. Yes.
My depression levels on days that don't have anything. Like you
Mhm.
get the Bleach Report. There's nothing on today. What are we doing? Give me like something.
There's
I'll watch
always
underwater
something.
basket weaving.
Yeah.
Give me something competitive.
Yes.
Piano Ocho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cherry pick. Yeah.
Let me
Cherry
watch-
seed tossing.
Let me see people
cornhole.
bowl with a watermelon. Give me
Yes.
something.
Yeah. I'm down.
Which that's coming up.
Yeah.
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
It's always fun, like when girls are around, they're like, Is football season over? Yeah. Yay. Well, no, basketball season, yeah. Or
basketball's over too?
Yeah.
Well, it's baseball season now.
Yeah, no, we got baseball, and they're like, oh, it just never ends.
They
That's
don't
that's
get
the
it.
that's the problem.
They don't get it. It's not supposed to end.
It's not supposed to.
Anything else?
2028 Olympics are in LA.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be a zoo.
Yeah.
So I remember when the Winter Olympics was it 96 were in Salt Lake?
Yeah.
So Boise hosted
Winter Olympics, you said?
Winter.
Okay.
So Bogus Basin hosted snow activities for like training because obviously Boise's so close to Salt Lake.
Really?
My
Okay.
dad was a ski instructor at Bogus Basin when he was younger, and so he like was involved with a lot of that stuff. And so I'm sure Boise might be utilized as some sort of training site for teams of some sort to like, because it's on the West Coast, all that type of stuff will be, utilized,
I think it could be for sure.
which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
U.S. will be popping.
Pappin'. Well, we went for 2 hours.
He said we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. I literally remember looking down, it was like 8:11. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're almost done.
It's 9.
It's 9. Well, that's it, folks. That's going to be episode 145. Keaton Davis.
Thank you.
We just yapped it up, and what an episode that was. It's good to have you back.
It's great to be back.
Spread peace, love, positivity. Do whatever you do the best you can. Find your passion. Much love.
Now
We'll
it's
see you next
for the
time.
takeover.
Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now it's time for the takeover.
Buckle up for Kobe. Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center.
Not the game. We talking about practice, man.
That backstretch play. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Oh, what a shot from Curry. Diggs, sideline, touchdown.
The return to glory.
Now it's time for the takeover.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. If you ain't first, you're last.